Hello, everybody, and welcome back to CrestVahllen D&D The Baker's Dozen. Actually, this is our first episode of Gluten Talk. We'll be talking about episodes...
Gluten Talk.
Gluten Talk. Gluten Talk. We'll be talking about episodes 11 and 12.
That's kind of funny, Gluten Talk, when we're all about the gluten.
Yeah. I'll think of that name, yeah. Like, oh.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, yeah, it's a wild session. Before we even started recording, Sean was talking about, Angela was saying that we should just replace Sean with a succulent because he's just as useful in battle.
Every time I'm a
Like, it still boggles my mind mathematically how that has popped up 3 times on a D100. And when you rolled it, like,
I think it's in a row. That was the last comment.
That was within 4 days of the actual campaign.
Just see.
We gotta quit the game forever.
I mean, it's not a bad number.
It's a great number. It's just
66.
All right. Not a 42.
When was the first time you did that?
A potted flower.
I don't remember, but I did.
Wasn't that in the Zushi's mansion when it blew up?
He turned into a plant in the courtyard at the.
But before that,
there was.
Did you do it in the Zushi's manor? Because that was the last comment. The geese.
No.
No. Oh, maybe it was.
I know you teleported out, but what did you do before?
For those that are wondering, 66 is up to 3 creatures of your choosing within 30 feet of you take 4d10 lightning damage.
That would have been cool. Instead, I'm just confused in a plant.
You did up to 6?
I'm just imagining you, like, holding on for dear life, like, what?
Yeah.
That's what you did in the manor as well.
Yeah, that's what he did in the manor.
Damn,
he did that in the manor when you casted something on the... when you casted something at the end of combat and you electrocuted all your friends, and you were like, "Oh, I have a pretty good reason." Yeah, it happens when I sneeze.
Yes.
Oh man. So we called episode 11 "Manners and Mixers" because so we all think of Toma, Raisin Toma.
I mean, I love the character.
Yeah, without doubt.
But I don't know if I'd like that person
I don't
in real life.
Yeah, I don't like the person. Oh my god.
I mean, Theo,
Yeah.
I don't like.
Thing to say.
I don't think I would like Toma as a person
Right.
in real life.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening here?
No.
I was like,
No.
No, I like the character is a very fun addition, but like as like a person in real life, if I were to meet that Toma,
He's like another Crane,
Toma should
just more official. I'm like, no.
well,
Toma
Crane
needs to
is
stick with us because I feel like Toma has been sheltered, his whole life. So
maybe he was getting pretty stabby there at the end.
Yeah. Which was wild, right? You think
You'd be like,
yeah,
he's been around, he's been
For
around.
somebody who turned his nose up at adventure so much, he's
I know. Maybe
You can
he's
hang.
hiding something.
How did he get there? Like, how did he get there so quick too? Like 2 hours within the time frame. That was... I guess the Zushi had some way of like sending and teleported over.
yeah.
I don't know.
That's my assumption.
Maybe he's just like stationed in that town.
Right.
Don't change the Scoop's manners, please. It's not gonna change.
Yeah, Mishani is not about that.
Let alone hurt.
Oh God, her.
We just got a bunch of barbarians.
Yeah, the whole thing with her was like, I am so sorry. I often forget.
Oh my god. Edit that out.
Around because it's like, because I'm like, wait, where did we leave her? And like, because you have a crew of people that are with you, right? So there's a bunch of NPCs that I have to keep track of that are either with you or on shore leave or on the boat, and like Captain Avery's off fucking doing who knows what, and her it's just like, I guess I'm sticking with you guys, but if I can, I'll go hang out at the bar.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, you picked her up. She's doing fire finger fillet. About to win.
Pretty standard.
Yeah. Overt.
And then we have so what are your intentions then with like getting Pebbles and Gin together and that whole thing?
For me, it seemed like the right thing to do. Or like, honestly, Pebbles been living with the Zushi all his life, so I don't see much of an issue with overpower. He knows how he handles, and he seems like an honestly good dude. Jin Fuchi is I just, I never really liked it.
Well, but she I think with your discussions with her and just some of even our discussions with her, once she dropped the facade and stuff, it was like, okay, you're actually not a bad person.
Right. You're a pretty regular person, which I think is what we need.
Yeah. But I was thinking about it today though, and I know part of it was like the Zushi wanted to keep some independence or not have ties, right? And I do wonder if because Pebbles is a ward and that whole thing with the tie, like the tie and that burning searing, I'm wondering if that's going to come up later, like some sort of issue with like, oh, well now, I don't know. Let's see.
That's interesting.
Right, like when you had that like psychic vision
Right.
of Pebbles and his like tie to Janhar.
Yeah. So I don't know.
You know tidbits of that history, but it's like hard to kind of always like put together unless you actually go investigate it.
Right. Yeah, that's a bit of a ways away.
Yeah, we have like a lot of investigating.
Yeah, you guys have been stuck. We're stuck on the 37th of Silete for about, I think it was like 3 or 4 months in real life.
Yeah.
Something like that.
A lot of stuff happened.
You were
Well, the
tired.
35th. The 35th was when we were stuck on for months.
Yeah. And you were on
That was
37th. for like-
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
That was a bad day.
That was a day.
But I mean, guys, you have the idol in the book. Like, you know, who has the book? Can't Tanner.
I have the book.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Poor Tanner.
Magic Man.
I was like so excited to be like, oh yeah, you cast fly. You're just gonna be zooming around. This
Yeah, that was gonna be really fun.
Harrying people with stuff.
Yeah.
And they just ended up on the masking.
I liked how even though you were a potted plant for a moment, I liked how the potted plant was, or just
Still
the
flying.
Yeah.
The pilot plane was still concentrating on the spell. Like it took all of its brain power to concentrate on flying.
The funny thing is, if I hadn't cast fly, I would have been like maybe closer to where I would have actually been hit a few times to like get rid of the
So
confusion.
you were like completely out.
But I was just like, I
Yeah.
left and then was confused.
Yeah.
He's just watching. What's going on?
That thing. What was it? Is it from? No, not Risky. But, Pulp Fiction, where John Travolta's just
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
right.
what's going on? Yeah, and so this battle. So Carver and Toma. Let's talk about them. Toma like kind of dashing around, making do everything. So we got a couple things. Remember how you saw one of these fish Kuatoa, like large, like kind of like mutated Kuatoa people, had like their grasp around one of the cannons and was pulling it out of the porthole.
Right.
And
Trying to
there's
steal
a bunch
it.
of cannons missing here.
Yeah, what's going on?
Undersea war.
Possibly, or maybe they're going to take over the land.
Maybe.
Well, it makes sense.
But why wouldn't they just take the boat? Why are they like taking things off of the boat?
Maybe so it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
Also, where are
Is everybody?
people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, maybe they
yeah.
teleported out. I mean, the Seeker has teleportation, right? So maybe he was able to escape.
Yeah.
Was
Maybe.
Machine
My
able to
hope.
see anything, or was she just?
So
I
the
was
teleportation circle is still there.
Oh,
A
right.
bunch of the cannons are missing.
Was there any blood though?
Well, remember, you had also that pearl was a big deal, and one of you, I believe,
Carver
Ate it.
ate it.
Carver ate it.
Ate it.
Yes.
Someone, I believe,
missed
rolled
that.
an Arcana check to figure out that it was stopping all evocation magic
And conjuration.
magic.
Oh.
And evocation magic is the same magic that sending spells are.
Oh,
That's why I got dropped off like that.
It's almost like, hey, you can't teleport out of here, and you can't send messages for help.
Right.
That's a dangerous item.
Yeah. Well, now it's in his belly. So we'll
Does
see
that
what
nullify the effects?
happens. Do not
Maybe.
know.
He just ate it. That's so funny.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense for him to eat it, just because
That's-
sharks eat things.
Right.
But, yeah, so that pearl is going to be interesting. It's going to find out what's going on with that. Also, yeah, so like everybody's missing. There's no remains. You didn't find any like blood or any signs of battle. I mean, the ship is quite a bit ransacked, but other than that, there's nobody on board. The message that he sent you was, we could use assistance. We're being harried from all sides. I don't know if and then like cut off
Yeah.
whatever it was
Yeah.
specifically.
Well, I hope they're all okay. That would be a bummer.
Seeker is a magical individual, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I was not anticipating like agua creatures
Yeah.
or aquatic
Aquatic creatures.
Aquatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's really fun.
Also, who's Carver? Like, where'd he come from? Like, why is there just all of a sudden like somebody on our side?
person?
Just like,
Yeah, so you
Like he's like neutral. Honestly, he's like, all right.
I didn't get to use these dolphin minis, but they're really
Oh,
cute.
they're amazing. I
Yeah,
like them so much.
Yeah, even this one
Yeah.
just
oh, nice.
Oh, but
We had dolphins, but you're like, oh no, they disappeared. And,
Oh.
like,
yeah. Well, yeah.
Those are
No,
very
because as
Oh, these
soon
were
as you
bad
got
ones.
close to the ship,
no,
and
they're
they sensed like the magic doldrum. They were like, "We're out of here."
that's what I'm saying. Like they should have been like,
Well, I was going to
Dude.
use a dolphin as like another shark if another shark got summoned.
dude,
Oh.
dude.
yeah.
Oh, nice. That's
yeah, I
great.
like that.
Yeah.
Thank God we got rid of
The shark mini was cool too.
Yeah.
That's
The
interesting.
shark mini was super nifty.
Oh yeah. And then Carver. So Carver is a hammerhead humanoid person with this like big giant hook that he uses as a glaive. He's got runes carved upon
Ah,
this like big old giant rusty hook. It's coming up pretty well. Yeah, so he's got these runes
Episode
carved on
of
this
Jaws.
yeah.
big giant hook, and you saw them glow, and him like enact some powers, and it was like, wild. And then you saw him transform into a large creature with tentacles all over the body.
Yeah.
Of the body. So yeah, there's some cool stuff up there.
It's all
I
good
think we're
druid.
probably going to end up bringing Theo and Kevin back for our next online session, at least for the beginning of it, so you guys can talk to them
Yeah.
a little bit more,
Yeah.
because they know a lot of information. We just ran out of time as
Yeah.
far as like
Yeah.
you being able to like, okay, what the hell's going on? Because they know a lot of lore, and because I knew you guys were going to ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you interrogate them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Who are you?
Like,
Why are you here?
Yeah.
Why do you also want to bite the Kuatoa? Yeah. So
I mean, he
how
did-
does this? Go ahead.
he did say that like there was like an evil presence.
I thought he
on the
was
ship or
like,
something.
oh,
Maybe he's
we're
just
gonna
there just
fight
to
him or
fight
something.
evil, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible.
So how does the Scoop feel about fighting these odd Kuatoa?
Kind of like disrespected, you know. I don't
I
You
do
don't
like
know?
how you chewed out one of them to be like, what? Like, you're a bad follower. Like, what are you doing?
like at the same time, there's Kuatoa can go with different gods at this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not just blip.
They
They
can
have
go
like
with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they can create and conjure whatever they want as a god.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's the thing. Like, yeah, Kuatoa are known to have like, if their imagination and will is strong enough, they can manifest their imagination into real things.
That's fun.
Oh no.
Scoop is aware of this, and that's one of the reasons why like the Blip Do Poop is so strong, because the Kuatoa worship her so much.
It's like American Gods kind of.
Kind of,
Yeah.
But these Kuatoa are odd. They're much larger than you're used to.
Yeah, that's
Some of
what.
them have
That's
barnacles
probably what
hidden under
confused
their-
him the most. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, why are they so big? You generally
Yeah,
the scoop's taller than them, but
Yeah,
then
and they look
like
more-
then
because they're mostly like frumpy, like meh,
yes,
kind of dudes, and these guys were like, let's go, and they're like
Beefy, yeah.
mutated. They've got barnacles under their gills, but it's
Yeah.
like it's
Well, that's
kind of
probably
that
the
thing.
mutation, right?
Right, that's probably so to do that. But it's odd that they're like on the sea spawn, they're all over the body, and all
Right.
that's in anatomy. Here, they were like hidden at the gills, almost like
So
it was
Infil-
meant to disguise the fact that they were. So that's another thing you guys are gonna have to figure out if you guys want to pursue that line of,
Yeah.
Nakano was wild.
Yeah, I think you were MVP
Yeah.
for that battle.
Yeah, that was
too.
cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was having a lot of fun with that. And I was with my acrobatics, jumping from
Flipping
ship
around.
to ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as the rigger with
Yeah.
spider climb, you're just like
Spider climb, yeah.
Yeah,
I
you were
think
in
it-
your element.
I think I was having fun the last session too with the performance,
Yeah.
In my mind, it was like I was picturing all this in my mind, and I was like, man, I wish I could do this.
You're like Olympic jazz.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
you jump from.
Yeah, I
to
did.
the-
Yeah,
Yeah, she
that's
jumped
cool.
from one ship to the other, from one
As they're moving.
As they're moving.
Yeah.
It was
And then-
very Pirates of the
And I
Caribbean.
wanted it to happen in slow mo, but of course,
But and then you still, not only did you do that, you shot somebody.
I did.
And you hit, and you did like a good amount of damage to somebody too. And I'm just like,
You were all
All right,
over the
Nakano.
place. Yeah.
I was all over the place.
yeah.
Let's say you wanted to jump from mast to mast, but you wanted to do a flip. Would that be a harder save?
I'll just make her do an acrobatics check.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, roll it. Go. cool thing is like if you can just grasp a little bit of it, you can grab onto it because you have spider climb. So you just like
Yeah.
cling with your limbs
That would-
and you can climb out to the bottom of it.
That makes
Like,
sense.
Right.
Yeah.
so it's you were in your element here.
Yeah.
It was really cool. These things that I made, I'll post some more pictures of some close-ups of these in the coming weeks.
I wonder what this dude is.
Is that the priest?
Was it
No.
That's the Swagin. You'll learn more
Swagin.
about them. That's meta out of game. You don't know what they're called. But yeah, those actually, you know what? Well, we're
Roll.
out of game, so I can't make you roll anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I did roll, but
Right, you did roll, and you didn't really realize what they are. All you
yeah.
know is that they seem to be deep sea creatures, somewhat.
what was it, like an 8 I got on a roll?
But you might learn more about them later. I'd like to post some more pictures about these cool things that I made. These took me a while.
Yeah.
It's like
Just
whenever it comes to like
paint,
lore or something about that, we just never roll well.
Yeah.
The lore, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything else is perfectly fine.
Kenton has the same problem playing Argus. He's like, oh yeah, these really cool plot points, and he's rolling nat ones.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh no,
It was like
dude.
3 times less.
It was 3
Really?
times in like the same session.
Jeez.
He's
was
like,
like,
I
ooh.
want to do this. This is so cool, but damn it.
Got this whole new paradigm built for him. But yeah, bigger than so. What do you? So bread and breakfast. What do you intend to do with your? Because you have a lot of downtime coming up.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys got to think about what it is you're
I
gonna
mean, we've
do.
been saying that for a long time, but
Things keep happening, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
But now that like, let's say this ends up being resolved, and then you head back, then you should add, like, who knows, maybe get the Sutuma board back to Saibash.
Resin says it adventurous or whatever.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys want to do with it? For the manor and stuff, and
I really like the idea you had about like making like a shelter kind of thing.
yeah, just something that like anybody could come there. I mean, they'd still pay a little bit or like pay what they could,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But then that way it's like anybody with from just anywhere really that was like a vagrant and that needed a safe spot.
That'd be a cool place to host parties too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be
oh,
good
you
for
can
like
get like an event space.
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
could be a diplomat. Like diplomatic
So,
community.
like, yeah,
Right. Yeah.
I have to ask, like, the whole bread and breakfast idea too is like, are you intending on staffing this place and like
Right.
hiring a major domo and
I
like
mean, we probably like
We probably have to.
Yeah.
So we do. We
intend on,
should
like,
try to
hiring
make some money
guards,
with
too
it.
to keep
Yeah.
it safe. Like, you know, there's all these things to think
Yeah.
about.
probably just throwing like Phoenix or the baker. I don't know.
You want to?
I don't know. Maybe he just wants to.
I don't
It's a manor now.
I
It's
think
like
we
a
have
big
to
place.
do
It's not just a small little shop.
No, it's
Like,
fine.
hey, sell your place. You can pretty much live here
Yeah.
wherever you want
Yeah,
and just
her.
feed. And,
Oh, Hurt's. Hurt's
Already-
gonna want to go with. She's
Yeah.
the captain though.
She's
not
you're
gonna
like,
wanna-
you're not
I'm only joking.
Yeah.
I would put place her in front.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
put what in front?
Her in front of the manor.
Like a statue of her? Like in the
Yeah,
courtyard,
actually.
statue of her. Captain Hurt's sword.
Yeah.
It's like a posthumous statue, but she's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
dead
yeah.
yet. She's like, yeah, that's me.
Let's see how
What
big we
about-
can get her ego.
Dr. Princess Captain Hurt Thorn, the Raging
That would be
Tempest.
fun.
right.
Yes.
Crazy.
Her name.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, well,
Raging Tempest.
what do you think about maybe making Hannah the like in charge of it? That would also be a safe space for her if she's
Yeah.
also.
I mean, she
She kind of
already
works
has
for the
adult.
salty mistress.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of with her, but I mean, you know, good. She could always be like, you know, home away from home and kind of thing.
Right.
You wanna have Gregor live in the. In
Oh,
the
well, no,
You want to be like, hey, Gregor Zindansky, shut down your bakery and
No.
work out of our manor instead.
Well, you can yeah, pretty much. It's like
Yeah, pretty much.
it's like, hey, sell your place. You can live here for free and do what you want to do. It's a bigger place, bigger store, or you can make it like a store on the
Sounds like a
side.
real estate guy would be like, sell your place so we can build a highway.
Yeah. I don't think he'd be down for that, but
You
maybe.
never know.
I also feel like with your thing in with like 3% back in.
Oh, Shalom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
those funds will probably help fund this, and then like
Oh, no.
who's actually going to get like
Yeah, he's
Yeah, yeah.
he's very into that type of situation.
yeah.
Yes.
You want to buy up all the property?
Oh, he's not going to buy up all the property. No.
He's just gonna make deals.
Here with his shitty charisma, you know.
You're gonna be like, hey, if you need protection, you're gonna need protection. You're gonna be doing a protection racket. Or like you're gonna be the mafia of
He's going to be a mom.
Yeah, you know the favor I gave you.
yeah.
We said you didn't want anything.
You don't want to piss off the beast.
You know, it'd be really a shame if you had an accident.
Nah, I never. I
No.
don't even think I've ever provoked violence.
Would you leave her here?
No.
No.
I know that's
Take her
probably
with
what
you?
you want to do.
There's no way she would. She's the captain of the ship.
Yeah.
She would rage if.
She
She wouldn't have anyone either way.
Right.
She's like, I think one of her things was, what was it? Like section 5. Just don't run away on me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're her family.
Yeah.
Right. That was like one of her things.
Yeah.
That's her last family.
Just ran away on her.
What happened to her last family? I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Yeah. So then that begs the question. The court case should be scheduled or coming up sometime soon. Remember,
But where is everybody though?
Yeah. So remember, the Zuzia was planned to port and like kind of like do a bit of like a mobile HQ area at Sivesh in order to like gather support and like be a plan in safety as to how they're going to like sue the Navy or the Northern Dynasty and try how they're going to do that lawsuit.
Okay.
And so they were considering using Sivesh as a staging area. Now that you guys have kind of like now that it's like safer than being in the capital,
Right.
because that they could just be somebody could just disappear them if they were in the capital,
Right.
possibly, and so they feel like it's safer to do it here as a staging area. So they're trying to like that was one of the plans to come to Sivesh support, and so you guys will probably have time here if you can find them. That is, and
Right.
what's
I
going
wouldn't
on.
be surprised if the Navy has something to do with this, right? They're probably
Maybe.
trying to.
Right. Like maybe some deal with these
The
fish people.
underwater
Yeah,
creature?
Yeah.
You think the
Like, oh, you can have our cannons.
is mixed up with the corruption of the deep?
It's very unlikely
Could be.
because they couldn't even communicate with most of you. Only I was able to communicate with them, just because the amount of way I was able to.
Yeah.
Also, the corruption that you haven't. Well, corruption is the wrong word, but like you have due to Autumn Breeze's notes, you saw that somebody in the government has access to like controlled soccer Apollo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
It's not.
And like it didn't go well for Autumn. So there's a bunch of moving parts here. A lot of nature kind of vying for control
Mm-hmm.
or whatever is happening. And so what do you plan to do after that? Like where would you go? They get if it goes well, they'll try to schedule a court date and everything, and then you'll have like weeks or who knows, months, however long the government wants to delay that court case in order to whether they want to get it over with and so it stops being in the media cycle,
Yeah.
or whether they're delaying it to see if they can just like get the people
Hush
to
money or
hush
something.
money.
Or whether they try to kill all of us.
Or they try to kill all of you.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you plan to do then, like with your downtime while you're in Sivesh, kind of like waiting on all this stuff to do?
I think,
Just get support, probably.
yeah, and continue to investigate.
Yeah.
Investigate, yeah.
Try-
Mostly.
Yeah.
Work on the manor.
Work
Yeah.
on the matter, set up our thing. And then,
Did we actually set up the Zushi? Because we kind of just bolted out. You know?
Well, I mean, that's kind of an ongoing thing,
Yeah,
but
that was
we
more of
started.
an emergency situation.
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably going to come back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to say because we're done. With, the agreement
it's up to
time's
you.
pretty much done.
Yeah.
I think that he'll give us a little bit of leeway. I mean, we've obviously been trying, and we're not just like fucking off, you know? Like,
You also like left him in the middle of a mixer where he was like
Oh, yeah.
having conversation.
Right.
So it's like you're like, okay, you're good. I have to run real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
I
And-
gotta go.
And Phoenix is still there. She's still
she's still
still
there.
the host there. So
Yeah.
at least it's like
And Captain Avery's still in town, and so is the rest of you.
no, he's not at the manor right now, is he?
He might show up and be like, I heard there was a party.
that could happen.
Why wasn't I invited?
I forget. How did Bickham and Crane look at the mixer? Were they?
Oh yeah.
They were-
kind of, there was a bit of a gravitational magnetic force. So
Okay.
they were never too far from each other. The whole like, I'll go get you some punch kind of thing. You stay right here.
All right.
You know, that kind of deal.
I mean, good for them. It was wild and sloppy.
The whole bike comes really. Ooh.
I really feel like she's like an enemy for some reason.
Yeah, I love it. I love old people romance. It's great. It's one of my favorite things. What else, guys? One last thing. What else?
I think Machete definitely feels closer to Nakano after that whole experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was intense.
I was feeling what Machete was feeling at that moment.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was getting a little emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't get emotional. Nakano doesn't get emotional.
I don't have feelings. I just
I
deal
don't
with
have feelings.
it. People die. It's just it just happens. It's fine.
It's part of it.
I don't have to mourn them or anything. It's totally fine. If you died, I'd be like, that sucked, but I move on.
Yeah.
But that, yeah.
That was pretty intense.
Yep.
Yeah, so like both of you felt that. Both of you saw the same vision of like this fire and like this
Yeah.
hand grasping out this other stuff. So you guys you now share that kind of bond. Granted, it was great for you guys to send a message and be like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "Yeah, I'm fine." It's
Yeah.
really fucking scary, but I'm okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Just die, whatever.
Yeah. It's great. Go ahead.
Huh?
The great thing about this downtime is that's gonna help you guys catch up with the other campaigns. So that you're
Yeah.
a month and a half behind.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna have a lot of time to think about. So don't forget to check out things like there's even stuff in Xanathar's and a couple other things, like whether you wanted to work on like maybe learning new languages,
Cool.
books, or working on some of like the new spells that you want to make, some custom spells. Looking at you, spellcrafters.
Work on my thesis a little bit.
You work on your
Oh,
thesis a little
God,
bit.
yes.
Forgot
That would
about
be,
that, right?
Yeah.
I'm super excited to see what custom spells Tammy comes up with.
Yeah.
I'm like there's some really cool options for you to like experiment, especially since it's wild magic, right? You just
Yeah, yeah.
I'll just take this and this and like
How do I make mold earth violent?
like in tune, you just
Right.
Entomb.
what an awesome spell. It's like reverse archaeology.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like just like fixing up the manor. Well, is what a scoop would do. Probably
Yeah.
just fix up the manor.
Getting all the rid of the residue
Yeah.
and using your stipend to do those
Yeah.
repairs. You're probably gonna have to hire some carpenters. Those
Oh,
dwarven
yeah.
guys you met before.
Yeah, I think we need to make more prototypes for everybody for these masks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
need a lot of
Yeah,
equipment
yeah,
like
yeah.
harnesses because
What? Because climbing ropes are your enemy?
We all have block and tackle.
I-
right?
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
you
sure-
all block and tackle now,
Yeah.
so it's so much
Oh, we do?
easier.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great idea to work on those masks.
Yeah, we need more of those.
And
Maybe we can improve them a little bit too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Can you
it's
like? I wonder if you can like. You know how like years ago this guy used to like inject himself with like a small amount of like snake venom until he
Oh, to
became
keep his
immune.
body resistant to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
That's really
yeah.
I was,
That's dangerous.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we could make some rolls and see what happens. It's extremely dangerous.
I mean, I think Machete will be studying this stuff more in detail.
Yeah.
and
Don't you
stuff,
have
and
The-
I do have
yeah.
samples, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And when you saw her jump into the water too, you already
Right.
saw that she's
Yeah.
already been experimenting on herself.
I saw.
And she had like come out.
Oh, no big deal.
Yeah.
it's fine.
This is fine. This is what I do.
Yeah. Maybe there's like some kind of antidote or something that we can come up with. Yeah.
Maybe
Right. That would be
science
really cool.
time.
Yeah.
Science.
Yeah. So I think she'll probably spend time studying that, and then flavor. Plants are gonna be her next favorite enemy. So
Yeah.
it'll be,
Ooh,
Nice.
yeah.
I'll be able to understand them.
Flowers. I hate flowers.
We should probably also send to Bubblebeard, see if he came up with anything.
Yes, that would be.
Right. Check
Yeah.
in on Shalom.
Well, that's a good
Yeah, we
point.
just-
Yeah, what the hell's going on?
I
over
think we
there?
just did like a few days ago.
I mean, and also if you plan on
Who
making,
knows? I feel like that was like months ago.
It was like 3 days ago in game, but
Yeah.
like months ago.
Like 6 months ago.
Yeah, we were just
You might wanna-
inside.
check in with your friend the artificer about like how to help build more of these masks too. Because it's like
Yeah.
you could send some messages to Zemdak and be like, hey, you need these kind of components. He knows a lot of stuff about building those kind of things, and maybe something that's worthwhile. Yeah, like last time you checked in with Shalom, It was just a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I think.
Was it?
Like, hey, how's
remember it.
I was like,
So long.
hey, Madoka, how's the island going? Hey, just being overrun.
And remember, Aduna is missing, remember? Because she went south to go after Raku, and so Uno was all sad about it, and they were trying to figure out, or it was the other way around. But it doesn't matter. And there was no word because remember there was the whole I'm going south to because Raku fled. Remember Raku, the core that was inciting the rebellion in Shalom, and he was trying to start some shit and be no, you're oppressing me, you're oppressing our people, we need to rise up and fight by any means necessary. And then eventually Raku fled to the Southern Dynasty, and Duna was sent after him, but no, nothing happened.
Well,
We
that
haven't
we
heard
know
anything
of.
about
Yeah.
so there's a lot of stuff going on with that. The Red Line Syndicate has made another
Yeah,
appearance.
how did you feel about that? Was that
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Well, because here's the
What?
deal: the Zushi pretty much said, "Hey, work for me instead.
Yeah.
Don't work for them. Work for me instead."
yeah.
Yeah.
Because his Ryomi were useless, and he's
Very
like, "Who the
useless,
fuck was in
yeah.
charge of sending me these
Yeah, that's
Ryomi?"
another.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
And why did they send him that? Those
Yeah,
poorly
yeah,
trained
yeah,
Red
yeah.
Army.
the mouth breathers and the nose
Right.
pickers.
Yeah.
Should we work from the top to
Let's go right
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
nine ass.
You right to the dance, be like, "Excuse me, sir."
we got the raisin brand person here?
You're under
The
arrest.
raisin brand. Theo's rolling.
Also, I wish I didn't hear Toma say that he's a rogue, because then now I'm thinking in my mind, I want to ask questions, but I'm not
you'd be
supposed to know
"You know
that.
what to do?"
Yeah.
Let's talk
But
about
why?
anything.
He stabbed people, right?
You did see him move around.
He
I did.
Yeah, he had the same movements as you. I assume you probably saw
He was
him.
like,
Yeah.
diving, but the way he was
But-
doing it, it looked like it was on accident. He's like,
I was-
"Oh my god!" It was like-
I was also calculating my next move, so I don't think I was paying too much attention.
right.
Just jumping from ship to ship.
Yeah, so I'm trying.
It all looked like super by accident. He was like, "Oh great heavens!" And he was just like, "Oh!" It looked like he was just getting lucky shots with his cane. That whole thing.
It'll be fun.
So yeah, that could be a lot of fun. You're a rogue. I'm a rogue too. Let's talk about sneaky stuff. All right, great guys. That's all the time we have for today for this first of our gluten talks.
Gluten talk.
Gluten talk.
Gluten talk.
Talking about our episode 11 and 12. Stay tuned for more and stay safe out there. See ya. Bye.
Bye.